So using a selfie stick today, it's not the best. It's functional, it does work, and today's episode of Walk, Cook, Walk, we're going to be making a carbonara style tagliatelle dish. Really simple. There's only a couple of ingredients to it, and it's great camping food. You can cook it on a stove in a couple of minutes. I say a couple of minutes, but a few minutes. Again, the reason for this channel is literally just to get outside, get out of the four walls, get out of the same routine, the same malarkey, and just have a bit of headspace. I mean, this is my local field. I mean, there's no one about at the moment, and I wouldn't even be bothered if there was, but it's just lovely, you know? Birds, wildlife, all that kind of jazz. And I remembered the beer this time. So this is episode 4 of Walk, Cook, Walk. We've done a couple of different foods. The last one was a shakshuka, which was cooked in the rain underneath a tarp. Today it is boiling hot, so I'm definitely not going to be needing a tarp. There was a chance of rain, but it was literally like, you know, 10% or something like that, so I haven't packed the tarp. Because of it's being so warm, I am heading towards the local woodland that I was in when you saw me set that tarp up, and I believe it was the same place the second video was made. But yeah, we're just going to plod on and go up a massive hill in a minute, get in the woodlands, set up stuff. We're going to be out of the way from most people. We don't want to be, you know, cooking around people and stuff like that. I mean, if somebody comes over, they come over. If they want a plate, they can have some, you know. I'm not really too bothered about that, but we just don't want to be getting in anyone's way with obviously cooking something using fire and that, so just got to be that little bit extra careful. Hello, how you doing? All right? And yeah, got a hill to climb in a second, so we'll be back when we get to the top of the hill. We're heading over to the woodland that you can see over here, which is my local woodland. And the idea is to just get out at the weekend, a couple of hours, sit in nature and just chill out, cook some grub, have a beer. I've even brought a book to sit and just read. And it's just like to break the walls, to get out, you know. Obviously I've got a family, so I can't really go camping or like that just at the moment. But there is plans later on in life when they're all more self-sufficient and they don't need me as much, then yeah, definitely going to start going camping quite a bit. But that's in the distant future. We're talking, you know, the next couple of years at least. But yeah, you know, we're just going to go cook some grub in the woods. Today's going to be a carbonara style. I'm not saying it's a definite carbonara because the ingredients I'm using are slightly different. I'm using different bacon or different meat, different cheese, but the concept's the same. Nice and easy grub that you can just cook. You could cook it right here, you know, you could just stop. Oh shit. Yeah, this this selfie stick's not the best. I think I need to glue a couple of the parts together because it is a bit loose, to say the least. I mean, you could literally just get your camping stove out and just set it up here. Obviously you're going to get dogs coming over and stuff, but that's why where we're going, we're going to be off the beaten track. I mean, there is a track there, but we're going to kind of diverge to the side, drop down a hill. I've sat there before and it is quite out of the way. I think the only track leading down there is like a rabbit track or a wildlife track where an animal run, I think it's called, where the animals use the trail. But yeah, we're going up this hill now, so I'm not going to be talking whilst going up it. It doesn't look all that much, but it's probably about 60 foot if you was going to go directly up, maybe a little bit more, but it's long enough to keep me out of breath if I keep talking. So we'll be back when we get to the top.
Let's get started.
Okay, the wind has really picked up. We're at the top of the hill now. It'd be good to check how efficient this is, the stove in such conditions. I've done it in wind before, but I think this is the windiest it's been so far, so it's going to be a good test to see whether the stove works. Now, I think the Trangia, I think it's been labelled as a storm stove, so you can use it in the wind. It's got like a wind protection, and any wind that does get through kind of fuels the fire because of the way that it's made. Now, you don't need an expensive stove. These are alcohol stoves. You can pick them up dirt cheap from other places. They're just not branded, but they're pretty much exactly the same. You know, you get the pans with it, you get the actual stove bit, the surround, and the windbreak as well. So we're going to give it a go and see what we can't do. Entering the woods now. My local woods, I've been coming in here for absolute years, and it's only maybe like about 2 years ago that I spotted this little place that's kind of off the beaten track. This is the usual woods that I come to. I do plan on going to other places locally, anywhere in walking distance, not too far. I've just remembered I've left me flipping bug spray at home, and I tell you what, I am like a banquet to bugs. I don't know why, they just flipping love me. Mosquitoes, they line up waiting for my blood. But you know, it is what it is. I'm already here now. I'm not going to turn back and go get it. I always forget something, even if it's something like as minute and what you would say is probably not necessary, but if you understood how much these buggers try and eat me, you'd definitely be on that. Get some. Ooh. Look at that. Yeah, this thing's knackered, man. It's doing my boxing. But yeah, if you knew how much they eat me, you'd definitely agree that it's a necessity to have this bug spray. I even bought it deliberately for doing this, because this is really the only time that I'm out in the woods, and I just like it out here, man. It's just good. We're nearly there, not much longer. I'll give you a POV. Now, these tracks do get heavily walked with dog walkers, so we could encounter one or two, which isn't a bother. You know, I like people. I'm not one of these that is like introverted or a hermit. I've got quite good social skills. I'll talk to anyone. I really don't care. You never know. You could make somebody's day just by having a little conversation. But anywho, there's like a fence there, but you can get into there, and there's loads of little areas where you can build dens and stuff like that. There used to be like a little camp fire pit thing, but we're not supposed to have fires in there. Been told off a couple of times when I was younger, but we did it properly. We had all the rocks and things like that around it so it couldn't spread, and we always put it out properly before we left. But you know, fire's fire to them, isn't it? And there's a potential for a mishap. So I think this is us. It's a little bit more overgrown than it was the other day. A raspberry. I think that's a wild raspberry plant. It's got no thorns, see? Or is it a tayberry? I don't know. We'll have to come back and pick some. As you can see, it's quite overgrown until you get a bit further down into here. Now I haven't been all the way down to the bottom, so it's a bit of an explore, as well as trying to find a spot that's kind of out of the way. I mean, we're probably out the way enough now. Just look down underneath this oak. Ooh, sorry, Mr. Oak. Seems to have brought a bit of you with me. There's nowhere really down there. It's not exactly flat, is it? Oh, someone's been here, look. We'll take that with us when we leave. Crap beer anyway. So yeah, I think this is us. Normally there's like bluebells down here, around this bit. But I think we're going to settle here. Quite a nice little area here, just underneath this oak tree. I'm going to set my seat up and we'll get some cooking done.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
So not a bad little setup really. Got a nice little oak tree. Just got some water heating up for the tagliatelle, or tagliatelle, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But yeah, got a bit of shade, which is good because I'm ginger. Got a nice little field there, little meadow. I believe it might very well be part of the horse field. It makes sense for it to be part of it. The track does seem to go a little bit further down here. And oh look, we've got a beer can over there. So yeah, someone's been here. There's a bottle of some description there. So we'll take that crap away with us when we leave, because you have to leave no trace. Looks like the path goes down, but it also looks like there's some sort of warning sticker there. No dogs. I'll go and have a look. See what that says. Nice little drop down there. And yeah, got the water heated up. Get the pasta done. Once the pasta's done, we'll move it to the side. And I will leave this place exactly how I found it. Oh, look what we got here. I remembered the beers this time. Last time I didn't have a beer and I was absolutely wounded. Would have been lovely to have a beer with the last one. But yeah, you know, that's life sometimes.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
You gotta love that sizzle.
Come and check. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.
And there you have it. I believe the recipe I followed was by a by a guy called Andy Cooks, Australian bloke I think, and he does some really good simple grub. The kind of stuff that you could just plate up really easily on a flipping camping stove in the middle of the woods. No special ingredients, no this, that, the other, no namby-pamby, just good grub. Oops, throwing it all over the place. I will tag him in, and he's probably going to shout at me because I didn't use one Charlie and I didn't use the, is it pancetta, the type of cheese you're supposed to use. But, and I have promised my daughter that I'll save her some of this to take home and try. Serve it up like so, a bit of black pepper to finish it. Now I wouldn't salt the pasta because the bacon lardons that I use, they've actually got quite a lot of salt content in them already. So a bit of black pepper in there, and you've got yourself some absolutely fantastic grub. Cooked in the middle of nowhere. Not seen a person, no one's come down here yet while I've been here. I've got the whole little bit of woods to myself. Right now, I'm going to eat some food. I'm going to finish my beer and read my book. Simple pleasures, you know. And obviously, I always say that when you cook outdoors, it just tastes better. Don't know what it is, but it does. We'll go back when it's time to pack away and leave no trace.
Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody
Okay, so I had to move my chair because I was sinking further and further back, and this lovely oak tree was digging into my back, so I moved it up here and I sat reading for about 30 minutes, and it was an odd experience to be out here reading because my focus isn't on what's going around me, my focus was on the book, but it was quite nice. There was a couple of horses in the field that I said that was going to be a horse field. I tried to get him to come over to me, but there was having none of it. So anyway, that's that done. What we're going to do now is we're going to pack up and walk home, preferably through the woods.
stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.
We leave no trace. There's a bit of trampled down bracken there, but that's by the by, that'll grow back. Yeah, picked up some rubbish from down there just to take back with me, get it recycled, whatever can be recycled, and now we are off, Skiz.
Stopping me.